Sup everyone, happy Saturn day. So I wanted to touch down on a topic because there's a misunderstanding that's still going on and on and on for so long. It's on the subject of skinheads and what they really are. And this is a subculture that has been misunderstood. One of the subcultures that has been misunderstood, and I just want to bring some clarity on what skinheads really are. And people are mistaking them as neo-Nazis, which they are not. So the whole thing about skinheads and neo-Nazis is the fact that neo-Nazis, aka boneheads, now boneheads are your neo-Nazis. Skinheads and boneheads have a rivalry like Crips and Bloods. You go into their territory, you get your ass kicked, and vice versa. So now, skinhead is actually a subculture that actually started out in Jamaica. It's all about the music scene, and it went from reggae, and then it had evolved. So it started out in Jamaica with a reggae subculture, and then it was brought to the UK. And there are skinheads who are Jamaican, dark skin, who are in the UK and part of these groups as well, which a lot of people lack the knowledge of seeing that understanding because they're constantly judging or thinking that, they're neo-Nazis and shit, they're racist. No, those are boneheads. Skinheads don't tolerate the racist shit. Excuse my language. And it's it had evolved to the punk scene, and then you have ska, which I hate ska. I personally don't like ska. No offense to anyone who's into ska or in that. I'm sorry, I just can't connect with the music. So yeah, you do you though. I'm not judging though. So now ska went into the scene as well, along with punk and reggae. So it's just these three music genres that came together with the subcultures of skinheads, and then I'm not sure what do they call those who are into the ska scene. I don't know. I'm not sure if they're actually identify as skinheads as well. But if you watch the movie SLC Punk, there's people who there's the narrator, the guy main character in the movie explains the different groups and whatnot, and it's a really good movie. Watch it. Don't watch the new one first. Watch the first one. Yeah. So these groups are not a-holes. They're cool people, and they come together like family. Just groups who come together, who party, and have a lot of great time. And yeah, they very, very close together. Like I said, family. And this misunderstanding is it's still going on. I can't believe it's still going on when you have all this knowledge that you can access on the internet and interact with people, and there's some people who are skinheads that I interact with who are Jamaican, who live in the UK. And I don't really I'm not part of that scene. I don't know if it's here in the US, to be honest. I mean, well, yeah, there is. I'm not sure it's the scene here in the east side, but I mean, there's people that I can meet, and cool, I will be on that scene to get to know them and shit like that. But I usually stay to myself. But yeah, if I were to meet some people, then I would interact with them. But I'm not too keen on groups, so I usually stay out of groups. I learned my lesson when it came to some shit that I might make a music video about. And it's more on the metaphysical and supernatural, so maybe I'll make a video about it sometime. And that's what spirit wants me to. And so yeah, they're not really all that bad. If you watch one of Beyonce's songs, you even notice there's skinheads in the video, and they're all moshing and shit. And I know some people who lack the knowledge of skinheads, they're probably what the fuck, why does she have Nazis in her video and shit like that? They're not Nazis. And I love that she had them in her song. This album came out. It was a surprise album that came out, I think 9 years ago or 8 years ago. And so it was really cool. I have so much respect for her to have that knowledge, to know about them, and then to have them in her video. So that's good shit. And so now I can tell you, you have these movements, the National Socialist Association and the National Socialist Movement, who are neo-Nazis in that category. Now, they completely contradict what National Socialism really is. And people will actually know what National Socialism really is if they actually watch the documentary called The Greatest Story Never Told. I will leave a link in the description. You can watch it. It's very graphic though. It's about World War II, but it's very graphic, and it shares a lot of truth of what really happened and who they really were. And you also learn that they weren't just Caucasian and Aryans in those groups, in that army. There's people of other ethnicities, even African dark-skinned people. So I think, you know, in this age of Aquarius, like, they used to have videos of documentaries on YouTube years ago, but then they took all that shit off. You wonder why, right? Because they don't want people to understand the truth. They want to keep people in that fear mindset and lack of knowledge and shit. Because we're in the age of Aquarius, so we can access so much things to research. So they're trying to, like, keep people from understanding and learning a lot of stuff. Now, I noticed you notice my black flag in there. My black sun flag, sorry. Now, the black sun, the truth about that is it's made up of the Sowilo rune. And the runes are very ancient symbols that have been around for centuries, like way long time ago. Ancient Germanic symbols. The Sowilo rune. Now, if you understand the Esoteric deck, the major arcana, the sun card is equivalent to the Sowilo rune. I'm gonna say that because tarot cards came around way after runes. So runes are very ancient, powerful symbols. So runes are like more powerful. And so now they're equivalent to each other, the sun card and Sowilo rune. Enlightenment, prosperity, good health, good fortune. And when it comes to the National Socialist swastika, it actually represents God consciousness. It doesn't represent Aryanism or white supremacy, any of that shit. That's bullcrap. Now you look at it, it's tilted at a 90-degree angle. There's 4 points. 90 times 4 is 360. 360 is a full circle. And Buddhism, the full circle represents God consciousness. The sun symbol, the sun represents God consciousness. And that's what they don't want you to understand. And that's the truth about the National Socialist swastika. It still has a positive meaning, but a lot of things was twisted. And so that's what I want people to understand about the difference between boneheads and skinheads. Skinheads, it's not a it just got in a negative connotation based on these Hollywood movies, these shows that bring in lack of knowledge, just keep people ignorant. They keep people in that victim mindset. They don't want people to understand, because the more you understand, the more their entities are not being fed. The more they're losing control when you actually start to understand things and get the knowledge that you should have. And we had the knowledge on a lot of things. Your parallel world, your reality, your vortex, like Abraham Hicks call it, it shifts, it changes. And so that's why some people can sense, that's why people will screw with you when you have so much knowledge or whatnot, because they sense that you're on a different frequency. You're not on the same wavelength as them. So people will target you because you're not a sheep and you're conscious of things. And so, and it's fine. Go ahead and be on the frequency that you should be on, the high frequency, because like I said, this is Age Aquarius, and a lot of us deserve to understand and have launched a lot of things and keep growing. They can't stop you. They can't keep you ignorant. Keep growing, keep questioning everything, and let the universe manifest more things to you. Like, what else should I understand? What knowledge that has been hidden that I should understand? How can I grow more into my consciousness and my spirituality and such? And watch all these things start to manifest, And so, and those who claim to be skinheads but are racist Nazis, they're just given a bad reputation. It's almost like when someone hurts someone and they pretend to be something that they're not, just so that group can get a bad rep. That happens all the time with groups and gangs and stuff like that. I'm not saying skinheads are a gang. They're just a subculture group that's all about the music scene. They come together as one, as a family. And so that's all it is. Thank you guys for joining me on this Saturn day. release this video. I've been releasing a lot of videos a lot, like instead of waiting months or whatever like I used to. So I'm glad a lot of energies, like a lot of knowledge coming to me. So and I may actually release another video tonight. And so, oh yeah, and more on the black sun is that not only represents, you know, what I explained with the solar rune, it also represents the goddess Sophia, the goddess of the earth, and that the divine feminine energy, and also the wheel of life. So it's the cycles of life, how, you know, kind of like the Ouroboros. You know, things may end, but a new beginning comes through. And it also represents esoteric knowledge, because it's a black sun. It's like that knowledge only shines upon those who, within the occult, who have that knowledge within themselves and from others, because most people obviously won't, you know, acknowledge, they won't understand. And so it also represents the subconscious mind, the darkness, too, because you gain all that knowledge is there within the darkness. All that stuff that's hidden, it's there. And so the sun represents, you know, the light, obviously, and exoteric, that all that knowledge is out there for everyone to access. And so, and Sophia is supposedly like the opposite of Yeshua. So Yeshua is the sun, as they say, the sun. In the Bible, but they're really talking about the sun. So, you know, it's all metaphoric, just Sophia being the black sun. So the divine masculine and feminine energies. So think about that. All right, peace out.